Hey, welcome to Drush 9, a quick primer for the site builder. This is a quick video series just to give you a bare bones introduction to how to use Drush with the most common commands that people I talk to use every day. But here in part one, before we look at commands, we're going to look at what Drush even is, some thoughts behind it, and how to get it installed. So if you go over to drush.org, the official site for Drush, this is the very first thing you'll see. Drush is the command line shell for Drupal. In fact, the word Drush comes from Drupal shell, and it's an open source project. You can go over to GitHub and look at this and dig through and actually contribute if you want. There's a lot of issues open and a lot of pull requests open as well. The basic idea of Drush is that there's certain things we do through the admin screen, like creating users or blocking users or turning on modules or uninstalling modules. And we can do these things through the GUI, but it'd be a little bit better if we could do them from the command line. And there's a couple reasons for that. The first is it's faster. It is just way faster to type a single line of command than it is to go dig through several menus, especially nested menus inside of Drupal to find exactly what you want to do the thing you want to do. Second, it's scriptable. We can repeat these things over and over and over again just by telling the machine, here's the list of operations. And that is super powerful. Drush combined with Bash, combined with any other command tools you use, well, you can architect giant systems that are interoperable that can automate just about anything. And Drush lets us do that. It's really, really cool for that. So let's talk about getting it installed. So getting Drush installed is pretty straightforward. There are a couple ways to do it. I'm going to do the recommended route, which is using Composer, and we're going to install this per project. This can save a lot of headache if you're dealing with multiple Drupal sites on the same machine. And that's because Drush has multiple versions and there's compatibility issues across certain versions versus versions of Drupal. In fact, we're going to look at Drush 9 because that's what we should be using for our Drupal 8 projects that are up to date. So that's what we're looking at. A lot of these commands will work across multiple versions of Drush, some won't, but we're not going to get into that. Just know that's the version we're looking at today, and we're going to install it with Composer. So here we are in my favorite IDE, which is Visual Studio Code, and I am using Doxel as my local development environment. So only because I'm using Doxel, I need to type fin. This is going to vary for which version of what you're using. If you're using Acquia Dev Desktop, for instance, you don't have to type fin. You can just type Composer, and we're going to require Drush/Drush. That's the package name and namespace. And I'm specifically looking for 9.x. So this is going to take a few minutes to run. I will speed this part up and I'll start talking again once it's installed. And here we are. It's installed. A couple warnings there, but nothing to do with us, PHP mock unit. So I'm going to clear my screen real quick. And now I'm going to, again, because I'm using Doxel, type fin, and then Drush, and then version. And we can see that I'm on Drush version 9.7.1, which is where I want to be. And if I just type fin Drush, again, fin is just the command line for Doxel, it will spit out the available commands inside of Drush. So you can see we have various areas: watchdog, views, user, twig, theme, state, SQL, site, role, queue, PM, PHP, locale, image, entity, devel, because I have devel installed. That's actually a really interesting fact. Devel doesn't come out of the box with Drush. I installed the devel module, which gave Drush certain abilities. Core, config, cache, and then some global things we can do. So we're going to dig into a couple of these next as a way to get going and get our fingers wet. There's a lot here. Drush can do an awful lot of things, and it's really powerful. So that's it for today. Come back next time, and we will start digging through those commands and start getting those in your fingers, and you'll be well on your way to mastering Drush in no time.